Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. It's Sunday afternoon. Usually I do like the back pages on a day like this, but I've decided, you know what, let's just scrap the back pages for now. Let's talk more and more about Celtic in the present and talk about how good things are as we head into the final stretch of the season. The 33 games of normal football is over. Well, it's still normal football, but we're into the split is what I'm trying to say. We're into that point in the season where we take on the sides who finished in the top half, and it's very, very interesting as the details emerge as to who we'll play and when we might play them. It's a big part of the season, and as I said, it's that final stretch to hopefully what's going to be a title winning stretch. Before we go any further with the video, please make sure to go down below and hit the subscribe button. The next stop is 34,000, so let's try and get there as soon as possible, hopefully before the season ends. So if you haven't already and you're enjoying these daily-ish videos at the moment, then please do that and hit the like button as well while you are there. So before we talk about the split and what's happening now from here till the end of the season, let's just quickly touch on yesterday again. What a spectacle that was to be at. It's just a routine win against St Johnstone, but it's not that routine that you see 7 goals at Celtic Park and 7 all being Celtics, a 7-0 victory. The atmosphere was electric yesterday. Celtic Park was jumping, full house, and it's going to be like that, you'd imagine, at every home game from now to the end of the season. Some juicy home games at that. But it was brilliant. It was just magnificent to watch, and the kind of reaction afterwards has been nothing short of joyous. It's been brilliant to watch every Celtic fan on Twitter, across all social medias, just in real life altogether. We're all just so happy at the minute. It's impossible to find someone who's not. There's no hard words about this team. There's nothing to complain about, and the good times keep rolling. But that yesterday was just a real mark of what we're coming into now. A champions. That's the kind of performance you'd expect from soon-to-be champions. You know what I mean? It's just, they make it look so easy. We're just clicking in every sort of way we can, from the back to the front. Everything's going right. It's just marvellous to watch. And yesterday, it was just, you know, you kind of pinch yourself watching this football at the minute. It doesn't seem like it's real. I've been lucky enough in my lifetime to watch Celtic be the most dominant side in Scotland for the vast majority of that lifetime. You know, from 2000 onwards, there's been one team really in this country, and that's Celtic. But there's something about this team. Watching the football just seems sort of unbelievable at times, and it's really a unique and different branch of football altogether. Ange Postecoglou's creating something special, and I put a tweet up yesterday on the podcast account, the Celtic the Thunder account, and I was saying, you know, just enjoy every performance this special group of players is giving us at the moment, because, you know, for as long as I want Ange Postecoglou to be here, you never know when the bad times will come back. You never know when it's going to be difficult again, and right now this is just beautiful to watch, and long may it continue. I hope it continues from now to the end of the season. I hope it continues next season, the season after that, and whenever the day Ange Postecoglou departs, it'll be a sad day. And I don't want to think about that right now. Let's not get the tissues out, but, you know, really just cherish every moment we have right now, because it's a beautiful thing to watch. Some performances yesterday, I say some, every performance yesterday from every player was just brilliant. Greg Taylor, brilliant again. Dyson Maeda, man of the match. Giacomakis till he went off was brilliant. Kyogo coming back. Everybody done their part. Everybody who started the game and finished the game. You would be hard pressed to find a bad word about anyone, and I'm just buzzing that it's like that at the moment. As I said, cherish it, enjoy it, and drink it in. So then, the split is about to happen. I don't know when exactly the fixtures will be announced officially for their specific dates and the venues, etc, but it is basically confirmed. I say basically, it is confirmed who we're playing. The split is set. The last game pre-split happened this morning. Rangers, of course, beating St Mirren 4-0 in their trip to Paisley, which has kept the gap at the top of the table 6 points. Still not a bad gap to have heading into the split right enough. It would have been better with 9, but we'll take 6. So the table is set. We know who we'll be playing. Let's have a quick look at that league table. Celtic, of course, that's 6 points clear, as I mentioned. Rangers in its second. Hearts in third. They've basically secured that third place, and then below them, the teams making the rest of the top 6, Dundee United, Ross County and Motherwell. That sees out the top half, and you can see the bottom half on screen there too. A really surprising season in terms of who's made it to the top 6 and who hasn't. A stinker of a season for Hibs, a stinker of a season for Aberdeen, two of the big hitters that you'd expect to see in that top half, but they've just not kicked on this season in the way that they would have liked to under new management. Of course, Glass came into Aberdeen. That was a train wreck, and Maloney hasn't quite got it going at Hibs yet. But that's the table, and we can only play what's in front of us. And to be quite honest, I'm kind of buzzing about the split that we've been given. I'm really confident about it. Look, I know that Hibs and Aberdeen have had really poor seasons, but let's not beat around the bush and saying, I think you'd rather play Ross County. I think you'd rather play Motherwell. We have fantastic records against these sides. Whereas you go to Easter Road, and it's always one of the most difficult games visiting Easter Road. Our track record there over the past decade hasn't exactly been brilliant. So to avoid ties like Aberdeen and Hibs is probably more favourable in my opinion. Now, that's not me overlooking the sides who have made the top half. They're there for a reason. They've fought hard, and for as tight as it is from that in that kind of middle region of the table, they've got there because they've played well, and they're still going to be difficult teams to beat. However, if I had to choose yesterday who was in that top half, I would have been saying Dundee United, Ross County and Motherwell. Those are the three sides that I think I would have fancied the most in order to try and secure this league title. So that is the teams that we will be playing, and the split will come on to the venues and such towards the end of the video. But the big game, the game that's on everybody's lips and the one that matters the most, the Derby fixture, the chance to go 9 points clear, because it could be getting played a lot sooner than I first anticipated anyway. So the Daily Record are reporting that the Derby game looks to be the first game of the post-split fixtures to be played. It will be apparently, as I said, the Record are reporting this, not me. It will apparently be played on the weekend of the 23rd and 24th of April. Probably going to be the Sunday, let's be honest. It's always a Sunday fixture, these derbies. So you're looking at the 24th of April, which is, yep, you guessed it, 1 week after our derby match at Hampden. So we're going to have 2 derby games in 7 days. It looks like they're going to try and get that game out of the way and sorted, which for me is very welcomed news. Maybe not so much for the old liver, but for every other reason, I'm glad that's the first game. Get it out the way, try and extend the lead at the top of the table, whether it's a win or we maintain a gap with a draw. I'm confident we'll win that game. But that's the reason I'm glad we've got that. I think it works out really, really well for Celtic, because think of it this way, right? And this is just my own thinking. This is just, you know, my own sort of theory towards the game. You play that game first game after the split, and it comes right after the Derby semi-final. We win that Derby semi-final next week. We will be on cloud 9. We'll be top of the world. We're riding confidence. We're off the back of a 7-0 win. We're off the back of a Derby game as well. A Derby win the week before. So you've won a Derby game. You've won 7-0. You potentially win another Derby game. Then you've got a Derby game where you're just riding full of confidence. And it's good to just try and carry on that feel-good form. And you just pick up from where you've left off the week before. But also, touch wood it doesn't happen. If we lose this game at Hampden at the weekend, which we'll talk about during the week, I don't think is the end of the world if we do. I want to. I would be fucking gutted if we don't. I want to stick the knife in and twist it. But, you know, if we don't win that Derby game, it gives us all the more reason and all the more sort of bite to go out and get Rangers the week after and say, okay, you might have beat us last week, but here we go, 9 points clear at the top of the table, sit down. You know what I mean? There's a really good chance to bounce back from a potential loss. And I don't want to talk about losing. I'm confident we'll win at Hampden next week, but I think that that's the perfect time to have that game, just due to whatever way this game could go at Hampden on Sunday. So I think it works out really well in terms of that aspect of it. That's just my own thinking. You might not agree, but mentally, I think it's a good time to get that game done. And ultimately, I want that game played and out the way. Because if you win it, you're 9 points clear. You've got 4 remaining games. And let's be real, Celtic are not going to drop, 9 points. If we win, big if. If we win that game, we're not going to drop 9 points out of the remaining 4 games when you've got a couple of home games left. That's just really, if it did happen, I'd be embarrassed. And I'm pretty sure it won't with the way we're playing at this moment in time. So I'm happy to get it out of the way. I'm happy that that's the game that's going to get played first. Because I'm just welcoming at any opponent at this rate. We're playing that well that I'm just feeling the confidence. It's a party atmosphere at Celtic at the minute, and we'll make it be known at Hampden and at Celtic Park. So I'm really glad that it's going to be the first game. I think that there's so much more positives than negatives to that. And Rangers at the moment, yeah, they played really well today. They're still a side who are really needing something, and that might mean that they'll come out the gates a little bit better. They might fight a bit harder. But right now, I just can't look past us. So to get it while we're in the real peak of confidence, and hopefully that confidence isn't knocked at Hampden, makes me really happy. So yeah, First game, I'll take it. We'll wait and see what happens. It's obviously not confirmed yet, so we'll wait and see what happens with the official statement from the SPFL when they give us the match list. But it's a game at Celtic Park to really win the league title, basically. And you can just picture what the scenes will be like throughout the game, after the game potentially. I feel like it's a real good opportunity for us to just really claim this title in this city again, which we've done all season, really. So aside from the Derby fixture, who else we're playing and where we're playing them, this is the fixtures on screen. Of course, we've touched over who is going to be in that top half of the split in the game, the teams we will play, but in terms of venues, this looks to be what it will be. Hopefully, once again, there's nothing that comes out that changes this. It's not been officially confirmed, but on screen we have it here, and this is in no particular order as well. We don't know who will be playing after Rangers if they are the first game, but you've got Motherwell, Hearts and Rangers as the 3 home fixtures, and then Ross County and Dundee United as the 2 away fixtures. Once again, not to overlook these sides, 2 tricky away games. You know, we struggled up at Ross County and we had to wait to the 97th minute to score that winner. Tannadice is always a tricky place to go as well, but this season, good record. Tannadice especially, we've played really, really well on a couple of occasions up there. A 3-0 win in the league, and then I think it was 2 or 3-0 as well in the cup not long ago. We've been good when we've visited Tannadice, so it's a really good run of fixtures to have, and hopefully, with the way it falls, it'll be home, away, home, away, home, and we finish the season on a home game against either Hearts or Motherwell, and it just goes very nicely. I think it's a really favourable tie of games for Celtic, and I think that each game just brings us closer to wrapping up this title, albeit that nothing goes horrendously wrong. So I think it's of paramount importance that we start off well against Rangers, but you know, if we lose that game and we're still 3 points clear at the top of the table, touch wood, that doesn't happen. I think you've got 4 games where of course the pressure will be on, but they're 4 games that I think Celtic can handle. I think they're 4 games that we've showed over the course of this season we can win. Hearts will be tricky of course, but we've beat them at Celtic Park, so yeah, I think it's a decent run for us. I'm happy with how the split has ended up panning out, and that should be an interesting end to this season. So that does it for today. We're going to have another full week of content, hopefully, as we get closer to this derby. Hopefully some derby content on the channel, of course. Hopefully some good Scottish Cup content as well as we get to that semi-final. And the podcast as well, of course, will be up this week where we'll discuss everything before that derby game, our big derby preview once more, our 4th big derby out of 5 preview of the season. So yeah, make sure to hit like and subscribe if you've enjoyed, and I'll see you all next time.